Welcome to another deep dive. You know I love getting to dig into stuff you're curious about, and today we're taking a look at beacons, specifically their Monalisa Helps tool or feature or whatever it is, the link in bio and creator tools thing.
Definitely an interesting one. And honestly, it's a smart pick because it kind of shows where things are heading.
Yeah.
Creators are really starting to want more and more control over their content. Like it's not just about posting stuff anymore.
Yeah, for sure. Crafting a whole experience, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So let's break this down. First, what is beacons in all this?
Okay, so Beacons is a platform and it's made just for creators to help them build one central hub, I guess.
Okay, so almost like a website, but more geared towards
More
creators.
streamlined. Think about like all your content, links, stuff like that, all in one place. And you can really customize it.
Okay, so that's like the foundation. And then Monalisa Helps is a tool within that.
Right.
And just the name, link in bio and creator tools, it's obviously riffing on that one link you get on like Instagram and TikTok and stuff.
Yeah, that's the big thing. Like everyone's trying to make the most out of that one link.
Prime real estate. Right. So Monalisa Helps takes that link and makes it, I don't know, less basic.
Way less basic. It's like going from a basic directory to like a full-on tool, like for engaging your audience, even making some money.
Whoa. Okay, now we're talking. So instead of just listing a bunch of links, I can make it more strategic.
Think of it like this. A mini website within that one little link. You could have different sections, for different content, organize everything visually. You can even match it to your brand, like visually,
Wow.
I mean. So instead of just sending people to a random link, it's curated.
Makes sense. But it also says creator tools, so it's not just T links, right? What else is packed in there?
That's the cool part, right?
Yeah.
From what we can tell, it looks like it integrates with a lot of platforms like the ones creators use all the time.
Yeah.
Email marketing, analytics dashboards. Think about managing like a huge chunk of your stuff from just this one place.
Oh, that's amazing. Any creator would love that. And I have to ask about this because you can't just put monetization in the name and not expect me to ask, but can I actually make money with this thing?
Oh, absolutely. A few different ways, like imagine selling merch, or digital products, even like subscriptions, straight from your link in bio.
So it's a storefront.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Fans can support you directly.
Yeah.
And then you also have things like affiliate marketing, which is less direct.
Yeah, where you promote other people's stuff.
Exactly. Promote, make a commission.
Mm-hmm.
Monalisa helps. Might even have ways to do sponsorships, like connecting creators with brands and all that.
This is way more than I was expecting. Okay. But let's zoom in a bit. I know you're really passionate about listeners' interest 1 and listeners' interest 2. So
Yeah.
how does all of this tie into that?
It's all about those creator tools.
Right.
So think about listeners' interest 1.
Yeah.
You could use Monalisa Helps to showcase your skills, like really highlight them. You could even offer workshops or just build a community of people into the same stuff.
Yeah.
And it would all be organized, easy to find, just through that link.
Makes sense. And for listeners' interest too, I think understanding tools like this is super important because
How things are changing, right? The whole creator landscape is changing.
I don't know. It's like taking back control, right? Instead of relying on social media algorithms all the time, you make your own little ecosystem.
You control the narrative, the experience, everything.
So powerful. I can't wait to see how Monalisa Helps actually delivers on this stuff. There's a lot more to unpack here though, right?
Oh, tons. There's some really cool stuff hiding in the info we have.
Yeah.
Like features that could totally change how creators connect with their audiences. Okay, so let's dig into some of those features that don't immediately jump out. I think they could really make Monalisa Helps different from everything else out there. We know they really emphasize visuals. And one of the things we saw mentioned was GIFs.
Interesting. I love a good GIF.
Right. They add so much personality.
Yeah.
And this is like the big picture thing here, I think.
I'm not sure I follow. How do GIFs, fit into a link in bio thing? I mean, I thought the goal was just to get people to click off to somewhere else.
It's about grabbing their attention, right?
Right.
Like making that first impression really count. Think about it.
Yeah.
You land on a link in bio page, and it's not just boring text, It's got little animations, visuals, totally changes how you feel about it.
Yeah, it's more inviting.
Way more. Like
Yeah.
you're stepping into someone's world, even if it's just for a second. And honestly, that's huge GE. There's so much stuff online these days. Everyone trying to get your attention. You got to create something memorable.
I see your point. Even just a well-chosen GIF can tell you a lot about a creator's style or their brand or whatever.
Totally. Okay, and here's another thing they mentioned. QR codes.
Really? I usually just see those for, businesses.
I know, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
think about this. A QR code is basically a physical link.
What do you mean?
It connects the real world to the online world, right? Say you're a musician and you've got stickers or posters up for your new album.
Okay, yep.
Put a QR code right on there. Anyone can scan it and boom, straight to your Monalisa Helps page.
Yeah.
Music, videos, merch, whatever you've got on there. Your whole world.
Wow, that's smart.
Right? It turns those real-world interactions into something way more powerful.
It's not just a flyer, it's an invitation.
Exactly. And you can do that with videos too, online presentations. You can even put it in your email signature.
That's really interesting. It makes that one link in your bio like super versatile.
Like the possibilities are endless, right?
Yeah,
It's not just a destination anymore. It's like this tool to connect with people on all these different levels.
I'm seeing a theme here. It's like Monalisa helps, wants to make link in bio something more, something bigger.
We're definitely seeing a shift from those static links
Yeah.
to something dynamic,
Yeah.
something multifaceted, like all the features we've talked about so far, the GIFs, the customization, the QR code stuff. It's all about visual
Oh,
storytelling,
that's a good point.
you know?
Like it's encouraging people to think more visually, even if they're not designers or whatever.
You got to make choices about how you present yourself online these days, right?
I,
Create something that looks good and is easy to navigate. Think about like the big brands online, the ones that are killing it. They've figured this out.
yeah, visuals matter so much.
Content is important, yeah, but you got to package it the right way.
Yeah.
Make people want to click, want to explore.
Okay, but let's shift gears for a second. The info we have also mentions tipping and support, which caught my eye.
Yeah, me too. It seems like they might be adding ways for fans to actually like give creators money directly,
Okay.
which is huge, right? It kind of ties into that whole membership thing, you know,
Yeah.
the Patreon model and all that. What if you had a section on your Monalisa Helps page just for this? Fans can just donate or even sign up for like recurring support.
It's like building that support right into your presence.
Right. The fans feel like they're part of it. The creators get the money to keep doing their thing. Win-win. And this could be huge for creators who are just starting out or who haven't, really figured out the money thing yet.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
It's like this built-in way to build an income stream. And then another big thing they mentioned is data.
Analytics, you mean?
Yeah, which is super important if you're serious about understanding your audience. And it looks like Monalisa Helps goes way beyond just basic tracking. You know, we can be talking about detailed info demographics, click-through rates, even seeing how people are interacting with different parts of your page.
So much good information there. It could really inform everything you do, like your content, your marketing.
No more guessing, right?
Yeah.
You have the data. It's about making smart choices, constantly tweaking your link in bio based on how people are actually using it.
Okay, but before we move on, there was one more thing I wanted to ask about. Pre-save campaigns.
Whew, yeah.
It seems very music-focused.
It is. It's like a big thing in music marketing these days. It lets people pre-order your song, basically, on places like Spotify. So when it drops, it's right there in their library. Instant boost.
I've seen a lot of artists doing that. It's a cool way to build hype.
And having this built into Monalisa Helps. That's genius. Musicians can literally promote their pre-save right there in their link in bio. It's all connected.
Super streamlined.
And it shows how Monalisa Helps is really thinking about the needs of different types of creators, not just a one-size-fits-all thing.
We've covered so much. GIFs, QR codes, the support features, the data stuff, even music marketing.
It's a lot, right?
Yeah.
It's becoming clear that Monalisa Helps is trying to be way more than just a simple link in bio tool.
A platform, almost a...
It is. It's a place to manage everything, engage your audience, even build a whole business.
The big question now is, how does all this apply to you? What do you want to do with it?
That's what we're going to figure out next. We know you're passionate about Listener's Interest 1 and Listener's Interest 2, so let's see how this all connects.
All right, let's get down to brass tacks here. We've talked theory, now let's talk action. How can you actually UACE this thing? You mentioned Listener's Interest 1, right?
You did. And this is where it gets exciting because Monalisa Helps can really make that shine. Think about this. You can use all those customization features to build a page dedicated to a specific example related to listener. But it's not just a gallery, right? It's an experience.
Okay, I like where you're going with this. So subtle animations, maybe?
Exactly. Weave in some testimonials, maybe even a contact form specifically for, collaboration stuff.
So it's about context, right? Not just, here's my work, but here's what it means.
Yeah. You're showing people your process, what makes you, you. And don't forget about those analytics. You could literally see what's working, what people are clicking on, and adjust as you go.
That's what separates the pros from the amateurs, right? That data-driven approach.
Totally. And you mentioned wanting to, you wanted a listener's goal one, right?
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
Well, guess what? Monalisa can help with that too. Remember the whole direct support thing we talked about?
Yeah, where people can just give you money.
Pretty much. So why not make a section just for listeners' goal one?
Yeah.
Explain the project, break down the costs, maybe even offer like exclusive updates for people who contribute.
It's like built-in crowdfunding.
Exactly. And since it's all linked from your link in bio,
Uh-huh.
promoting it is super easy. It's all right there.
Yeah.
Anyone who's even a little bit interested, they can see how to get involved.
That's smart. Okay, but zooming out a bit, Monalisa Helps is also doing something interesting with the whole mini website thing within Beacons. What do you think about that?
I think it's huge EE, especially for people who, maybe aren't super techy and don't want to build a whole website from scratch.
Yeah, it can be a lot.
But this is like modular, right? Everything's connected. You could have a page for your blog, your podcast, whatever. They all have their own style, but they're all linked from that main link in bio page.
Like a little digital village.
I like that. And since it's all within Beacons, managing it all is easy. One platform, that's it.
Way less intimidating than trying to figure out, like, 10 different things at once.
See, that's what I love about Monalisa Helps. It's giving creators the tools to take control to build something that's truly theirs, you know?
So as we wrap up this deep dive, what's the one thing you want our listener to take away?
It's simple, really. Don't just use platforms. Create on them. Experiment, explore tools like this, and see what you can build.
Love it. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive, and until next time, keep exploring.